Hey traders, John Howell here. Now, what I want to share with you today is, stock market, right? Stock market. I want to share with you what I'm seeing right now in the markets overall and why you bumblebees that are bearish right now, I need you to make sure you put your brakes on before you might get your face ripped off. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. So let's get straight into this update for you guys. Make sure you grab that free trading course. See the trading course there? Make sure you grab that free trading course, guys. Link in the description. It's for free. You can pay for it if you want. People used to pay $500 for it, but I'm giving it to you for free. So go get it right now. Also, guys, when you do get access to the free trading course, I'm going to give you access to the Super Trader floor as well too. So looking at the good old stocky market. So what's happening with the good old stocky market? And this is what I'm saying. I said at the start that, you little bumblebees. I'll call you little bumblebees. All right, little bumblebees in the chat box below. Now I call them bumblebees. It's actually the trolls that I'm calling bumblebees, right? It's actually the trolls that I'm calling bumblebees, not you, right? Most of you guys are pretty good. Do you guys follow the fitness industry? Do you guys know Greg Doucette in the fitness industry? He's like, all of you guys are morons. It's like, okay then. So looking at the overall markets through here. So if we start off the S&P 500, guys, look what's happening right now. If we squeeze our charts up to get a really good view, look what's happening here. Nothing has really changed yet, right? We're still in this, we've actually developed, you see how we're still in this overall sort of triangle pattern through here. So I do not believe that this is the start of something big to the downside. I just don't see it. I see shifting happening, right? I see this happening. Yeah, we may actually get a little bit more downside through here, right? We may actually get something like that happening, but I believe the pullback is going to be short-lived before we actually see something like that. So is this the start of the next, is this the start of the next big crash? The market's not saying anything about that yet, right? We're still in a very strong upward phase through here. So that's what I'm looking at through there. If we look at the Dow Jones as well too, there's actually two channels that are looking at the Dow Jones, right? One's here, this one here, big one, big long-term one. And then we have the short-term one that's coming through here as well too, right? Somewhere through there, I would say. So as you can see, even on the Dow Jones, let me take all these off the screen because we don't need any of these. Right, if we're looking for the Dow Jones right now, we can see that once again, we're developing a strong up and we're still developing this sideways phase through here. So nothing has changed. And I still believe that the bears in this market's about to get their face ripped off in the markets. I believe we're going to start to see something like that. I could be wrong. And I know I'm putting my neck out. I know I'm putting my neck out in the line through there when it comes to that. So let's go look at the actual mining sector for that. So that's actually, we'll look at Nasdaq. So Nasdaq is once again still developing a nice, look at this here. Highs and lows, higher low, right? Squeezing up into this pattern through here. Take that off the screen, right? We don't need any of that sort of stuff. What's happening here? Higher lows. And what's happening with the Nasdaq, right? Strong up, sideways through there, right? So yes, we could be getting ready for a rollover here right now, and that's what a lot of people are hoping for. I know that because I can see you guys in the chat box. But I believe we'll probably get that and then maybe something like that happening through there. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see that happening when it comes to the Nasdaq in the markets through here. Let's go have a look at the mining sector today. So the mining sector actually had a little upward move, but as you can see, the mining sector is doing what, guys? The mining sector is strung up, down, higher, low, strung up, down. We're actually having a little upward move. I don't buy this little upward move. I actually expect this market to probably pull back a little bit more out of the mining sector, probably somewhere through there, and then maybe see this really big move out. If we do get something like that, once we break out of this long-term channel here on the GDXJ, then a really big move is probably going to happen, right? It's probably going to happen. I was actually just trying to crack my neck. It's like my neck's sore. All right. It's like, it's probably someone in the chat box saying, John, do not crack your neck. It's so bad for you. Why are you doing that for? Anyway, so we can see, look what's happening here with this particular, so the actual GDX. The GDX actually found a lot of resistance all through here. And now it's actually finding a lot of support through here. We didn't actually get a really strong pullback, but maybe that's all she wrote. Did you guys used to watch Murder, She Wrote when you were younger? I did with my dad. Murder, She Wrote. So you can see the low and then higher low, right? So, but again, I still believe that this GDX, even where we are right now, if I take everything off the screen, I still believe this GDX needs a bit more time here, right? So maybe we're going to do something like this a bit more before we start to see something like that. So it's not ready yet, but we're almost there, right? When it comes to that as well too. Let's go look at silver. And the same thing for silver, right? Like look at silver. I think silver, I believe silver, while it's holding strong through here, I believe we need a bit more sideways movement coming through here. So still more sideways happening on a lot of these markets, guys. But that's when this sideways here is the resting phase before we see the next big leg to the upside, right? So next big leg. So probably get something like that coming through there, and then the market breaks out through there from that there. Moving on now through to gold as well too. And gold is actually almost at there. So gold's really starting to almost at the moving average, and we're starting to power on up already. So maybe gold's getting ready. Yeah, maybe gold is starting to get ready for that big breakout that's coming out of the market here. So gold is starting to look pretty strong through here when it comes to the overall markets from there. Now let's go look at the one thing I want to share with you guys is the actual interest rate side of things, right? Yeah, we know the Fed did what they did today, blah blah blah. All right, so let's actually go look at the long-term rates, and look at this here. Look at the long-term rates, right? So the long-term rates. This is the 30-year. Look what's happening through here. We're actually developing some sort of a bear flag formation, right? Some sort of bear flag, pennant formation, so on and so forth. That tells me that if we start to break down from here, that means that this whole thing through here that's been coming down through there like that, right? Bit of an arrow for you guys, down like that. That tells me that the rates are probably going to start to do something like that in the 30-year. We also see the 10-year as well too. So the 10-year is also potentially doing a bit of a bear flag as well too. So we have a strong down through here. You can see now we're doing like a bit of a bear flag formation. So if we actually do start to get a bit of a breakdown like that, we're probably likely to start to see something like that happening down through there. Makes sense? So that's actually it's sort of like a really key area for me that I'm watching, that if we do start to see that, things like TMF, TLT are probably going to start to see a really nice rise out of the markets through there. Now, one sector I do want to share with you is actually the really weird thing that I'm seeing here, guys, is the indices, right? The indices are saying that, hey, we're not out of the woodworks yet, right, for the bears, right? Meaning that we actually could just be getting a small pullback before we see this thing rise to the upside, right? So, with that being said, the financial sector is still potentially looking quite weak through here, right? We're still looking very, very, very weak through here. And look at this here, right? So we have a strong moving average coming down, which is it's weak. And now we're developing like this down and then sort of like a bear flag formation through there. If indeed the financial sector this XLF starts to break below this 30 level, guys, then we're probably going to see a move down out of the financial sector when it comes to that. Again, and that's really weird because we're starting to get a lot of the overall markets is developing more bullish patterns where we're starting to develop these higher lows. This one here has actually been coming down and potentially generating that. So while the financial sector seems to be starting to potentially get ready for more downside to come, it seems like the other sectors in the markets are really keeping and holding the indices up, because it seems like they're really, even though the financial sector has been doing that, a lot of the other sectors have been really keeping the overall indices up. So for me, guys, I still say this overall pullback we're getting in the overall markets right now, with the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, stuff like that, even in the mining sector, there's probably a bit more of a short-term pullback, but then I see some incredible moves to the upside coming.